Habari yako. As the whole of Africa watched in anticipation the direction of which the economic freedom fighters is going to take going forward, the CIC went to Orlando in Soweto to address the ground forces of the EFF, to give them direction, to give them clarity on all the events that have been happening in the past week. The CIC spoke about the departure of the former Deputy President Floyd, about the negotiations for the government of national unity and the stance of the economic freedom fighters when it comes to that. The people received the CIC that they know, the emotional one, the brave one that can take decisions. What is going to happen to the economic freedom fighters? The question I ask is that this new chapter that the EFF is founding themselves in, is it going to be a better chapter than the previous one? Or is it one of those scenarios where we are saying the EFF will be entering in a chapter that will be the last one of their book? Let's talk about that and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
We're not going to waste time. I want to call the #1 ground force of this revolutionary movement. We're going to call the fearless fighter of this revolutionary movement. We want to call the #1 nyamazane of this movement. Funuguti Mogameri, Segehlathini manje. Sinyamazane, Segehlathini manje. So Funuguti nyamazane, ozogibela phezu kwawo. Comrade President.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinjiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, I'm addressing the address of the CIC to the ground forces in Gauteng. What a powerful speech. What an emotional Julius Malema. What a vibrant crowd that was there in that community hall. I mean, guys, the EFF is still alive. There's so many things that he said there that some of them might have rubbed off some people the wrong way. You know, some people say this, some type of arrogance that is coming out of the CIC. Some people are having questions. But after what he said, to me, he gave me confidence that actually not all is lost in the EFF, that there is still hope to fix this party and propel it to where it needs to be. The CIC addressed many issues, as you will see in this video, and I want to cover the majority of them because almost everything that he said was very crucial and very important. Let's start with the point of the government of national unity, because many people believe that there was some type of disagreement between him and Floyd when it comes to the EFF joining Ngano, the government of national unity.
It's very high. They go a different direction of where they wanted to take us. We refuse the GNU. We still refuse it. We don't want the GNU. Fighters, we must make sure that all our councillors and all the deployees are disciplined and continue to pursue that which they have been deployed for. The GTU shall fall under the office of the president, and all powers that belong to the deputy president will go into the office of the president. And everything else that looks like the former deputy president shall be dismantled in the EFF and then gotten rid of with immediate effect. The GTU and all those who served in the GTU under the deputy president are dissolved. You want to deploy anyone into the government on behalf of the EFF, you shall report to the office of the president. We are taking charge of our organization now. We are tired of entrusting in the hands of wrong people. We have been betrayed for too long. We have been sold out for too long. We have been trusting for too long. We need to take it into our hands and run it.
I am shocked because these people who left and who are now willing to leave and who are silent as we speak now are the ones who are saying we must join the GNU. They said to us that we must join the GNU, the DA and Freedom Front Plus will walk away. I asked them the same question I asked even during the negotiations just a few days ago at the anniversary of the EFF, and Dalimpof is my witness. I said, if we go into the GNU, the DA doesn't walk out, what do we do? They said the DA will walk out. I said, we've heard that part. What if they don't walk out? They said we stay. I said, well, I can't stay in a GNU with the DA and the Freedom Front Plus. I refuse. No.
So some of you might or might not know, Floyd Shivambo, as the deputy president of the Economic Freedom Fighter, was the head negotiator when it comes to the ANC and the EFF. He was the guy that was speaking to Abofikile Mbalula and the team of the EFF of the ANC to negotiate their way through the government of national unity. After speaking to the ANC, I believe that Floyd Shivambo saw some light to say, listen, let's join this government of national unity. It's not that all bad. Let's join, because if we join, the Freedom Front Plus and the DA are going to leave because they don't want us. Yes, they were saying that in public. The DA definitely did not want to work with the Freedom Front, with the EFF rather, excuse me. So it is so refreshing to know that even when the negotiation team went there and negotiated and now come back maybe to Julius to want him to join the government of national unity, Julius Malema refused. I think we should give him honor for that. We want black leaders, African leaders that stand their ground in terms of this rubbish of working with what you call counter-revolutionary forces, with white monopoly capitalists. It's different in a provincial structure. But when it comes to the national structure, working with those people is equal to selling out to the black agenda. And for me, I appreciate Julius Malema's decisive making decision that he decided that I am not going to join the government of national unity. He asked about Floyd, would he listen, if we join and then the DA and the Freedom Front Plus don't leave, then what is going to happen? They did not understand that question. That question actually meant, what about the people we're representing? Because we represent this spirit of Pan-Africanism. We want to get rid of our colonizers and everything. Now we find ourselves in the government of national unity. That is why, for me, once the PAC joined the government of national unity, the UDM, I wrote them off. I will never give those parties any respect anymore because they are willing to work with their colonizers, you know. So one thing that Julius Malema said that rubbed people off the wrong way is when he said, leave now. Those who want to leave, don't wait for the conference. Leave now.
Because they want to see whether they will emerge in the upcoming Third National People's Assembly before they decide whether they will remain in the EFF or not. Many of them are using the Third National People's Assembly as a threat that if they do not get elected or are not part of the leadership discussions leading up to the conference, then they will leave and join MKP. We must never be blackmailed by those who want to threaten us with leaving after the Third National People's Assembly. I want to say to them, leave now. Leave now so that we can know how many soldiers we have in this struggle to liberate our people. you must leave today, because nothing is going to change between now and December. Nothing is going to change now and in the future. The future looks bright because we determine it today. We are here to make our destiny for how the future looks like tomorrow. Live now. We have no reason to beg anyone. If you want to live, live now and leave us alone. Even if we are alone, we'll always continue to speak truth to power. It's very painful.
This statement of live now rubbed off people the wrong way. People felt like Julius Malema is being arrogant, telling people, listen, live now. And when I was thinking about it, I was like, maybe Julius should have waited maybe a week longer so his emotions can calm down. Julius Malema is not Uzungula of the ATM, excuse me. Julius Malema is Julius Malema. And we love him because everything that is in his heart, he says it. There's no filters for this man. There's absolutely no filters when Julius Malema is speaking like this. When he spoke on the conference when they were releasing Floyd, it was not the Julius that we knew. This is the Julius that we knew. It's difficult being a political leader. We can judge him as much as we want. But what he said made sense to me. If you guys are waiting for positions in the conference December, leave now. It's so nice to know that you've got 2 people that you can trust, rather than being around 20 people thinking that you've got the numbers. Can't the same 20 people that are there may turn around and stab you on the back. Leave now. And why are you wasting your time in life, being at a space where you no longer want to be there? Leave now. I repeat what Julius Malema is saying. It's better to know how many soldiers you have than counting soldiers that are not on your side. It might rub you in a wrong way, but this is not a soccer team. This is not a what you call a netball team. This is not man. This is politics. It's serious issues here. We are dealing with the black agenda here, black consciousness, and trying to liberate our people fully. And you guys are coming to these parties and joking around. If you want to go, really, leave now. And with Julius Malema, this is the type of decision that you're going to get. This is why people love him, and this is why people hate him. You understand? Jacob Zuma is a leave now type of a person also, but he does not tell you leave now in public. He fires you. You will leave now quickly. You need to have leaders that can make decisions. And Julius Malema has said it himself. He said, listen, ever since I was here in politics, nobody can come out and say, I have betrayed them.
There is no single one of them who can ever say, I betrayed them. I've never sold anyone in my entire life. People used me. People used me for self-enrichment. People became what they became. I never used them for anything. I can tell you now, when they were accused of killing Godrich's daughter, I stood up for them. If I had a problem with them, I would have been a political opportunist and said, you are now accused of a serious allegation. You need to step aside or step down while we're investigating. I said they will never do that. I didn't have to talk to them. That's how much I believed in these comrades. Had something like that be said about me, were they going to say, not him? Had something about me raping a person said about me, something about rape about me being said, will they say the same thing about me? That not him. But I said, without asking them twice whether you were there or not, I said, it's not true. I don't know the facts, but it will never happen. They will never have done that. At every opportunity in their private conversations and in their own cocoons, They took that opportunity to discredit me and speak very bad of me. And they thought I didn't know about it. I know them for who they are. But because I chose you, I choose to live with them for the sake of the unity of our movement.
You know, Julius Malema is now thinking about the times when he had Abu Floyd's back. You know, when they were killed, they were accused of killing someone's daughter. I'm not going to name it, but you guys know who I'm talking about. Julius Malema defended them. And it's so heartbreaking to hear Julius ask the question. And we've all have been in that point in our life where you ask your question, you say, these people that I love and defend so much in my life, will they do the same for me? Will they do the same for me? Julius says, I've never betrayed anyone. Ask them. And when we check Julius Malema's track record, Julius never betrayed anyone. When Julius was standing for you, Julius was standing for you. And when Julius was against you, he was against you. Julius was never standing with you, but go behind your back and betray you. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. You know, so it comes to this question that we were all asking. What did Julius Malema do to Floyd Shivambu? Provided that my theory that this thing was all planned and everything is wrong, that Floyd really left because there was something, because there's nothing that irritates me more when you ask a person, what did I do so that you can fix yourself? And that person says, nothing. You guys.
So for those two reasons, you have no reason to be scared to tell me anything that I've done to you. And I turned, looked at him and I said, what did I do to you, Floyd? He said, nothing. It's not about anything. It's a political decision, which I've accepted. The two of us, when we finished, I said, call SG. So SG can hear. And I told SG in his presence, I asked him if I did anything wrong. Why? Because I must not repeat this thing to another person. I said to him, you owe it to me to tell me what wrong did I do, so I don't do it to SG. He said nothing. It's a political decision. I don't believe that, but I respect it. It is his personal decision, which we must all respect, and we must all move forward.
Yeah, some of you know that feeling. When you ask the person, what's wrong? Talk to me, whatever. The person says, no, it's not you, it's me. It's a political decision that I'm making. But you did nothing. And Julius did a good job recording some of these conversations with him and Floyd Shivambu. Because in the future, Floyd is going to come out and say something. In the future, in the very near future, he's going to come out and say something. You record these conversations, guys. You record these conversations to protect yourself. I promise you, you record them. Floyd Shivambu said, you did nothing. He said it in front of the Secretary General, Marshal Germany. He said, nothing. So, how must we view Floyd? Because for me, he's a coward. I don't respect men who act like this. I want a man that stands up straight and says, listen, this is what is happening. I don't like it. And this is what is going on. Listen, Julius, I don't like what you are doing. In fact, I will go. A man must be brave to say, a man can't fear another man. Can respect another man, but not fear. What did I do to you, Floyd? So that I don't repeat the same mistake on other comrades. What did I do? Why is it that you are turning your back against me, Floyd? Nyenze. Huh? I mean, it's a heartbreaking question to ask your best friend, who answers you with, I don't know. And I'm suspecting it has to do with something with joining the government of national unity. I mean, it has to, because Julius has covered this thing of the government of national unity intensively so.
Vuyani was there. I was in Polokwane throughout the discussions of GNU. I was called by the Secretary General when the negotiations collapsed that you need to come back and apply your skills and find a way to reach out to these people that you worked with before, because we're not hearing each other. I was the first one, by the way, who said we need to join the GNU and even declared that in public. The only difference I had with them was that I will not join the GNU that has got a DA and Freedom Front Pass. Comrades, today they say to you they were offered positions in the negotiations, and when they came to tell me, I denied them those positions and I went behind their back to speak to Cyril for me to become a deputy president. Here is your Secretary General. Do not do it here. Do it silently in my absence. SG, were you ever offered any position in the negotiations? The answer is no. They were never offered any positions. Maybe in their imaginations, they imagined positions. There was never any position offered in the negotiation. We had never reached that level where we had to discuss positions. We have never. They must tell you who did. I'm saying this in public. Mbalula can contradict that if he wants and say we offered them 1, 2, 3. There was never such a thing. If you remember the Marikana Commission, when Dalimpo challenged Rama.
So if it was not the government of national unity thing, like I said, I would have wished our Floyd have actually made the decision to say, listen, I mean, you can't be president forever. Because Julius says they have never approached him and said they want him to take him out. So I'm thinking it's the government of national unity. Could it be? What is it that they promised? They promised Abu Floyd there, because some people said Julius was negotiating. If you remember carefully, it is Fikile Mbalula who said, we don't know what to say about the EFF, because one day you are speaking with a team that is led by Floyd. The next thing, Julius Malema is saying something. Julius Malema did not want the EFF to join the government of national unity as long as those white parties are there. That is a man that we should honor, guys. That is a man we should honor. And that is why the MK party never entertained the issue of joining the government of national unity with those people there. They never entertained it. You know, they just said, no, Obama is not available. They just, you know, the subscriber you have that, they just blue ticked. I think it's Fikile that said they are blue ticking him. You know, that is what we call true leadership. But now, why did these people not go to Julius and say, listen, you can't lead forever?
Comrades, there is nothing wrong we've done to anyone. We have not wronged anyone internally and externally. Those who left have never said to us, create a space for us to ascend into power so that we too can lead. They've never, through their factional groupings or individual courage, come forward and say, you can't be president forever. At some point, I must be president. You celebrate cowards who have never confronted us, who have never said to us, this is our cry, this is what we are complaining about, this is what we need you to do. None of those things have ever happened. And you think those are the brave ones. If they were brave, they were supposed to confront us right in front of us and take the platform internally and challenge our authority. Why should you be encouraged by cowards? Why should you follow cowards? Since when cowards determine your future?
The EFF is a very small party. This 10 years is relatively small when we come to South African politics, compared to the DA, compared to the Freedom Front Plus, compared to the ANC, you know, the PAC, Azapo. There's so many other political parties that are far older than the EFF. It is not wise to remove Julius Malema there. People say, no, Floyd is the brain. Yes, he's the brain, but he's not the face. And he will never be the face. He will never be the face of any political party. He does not have a following. He might be good in the background, and I think he should stay there. But in terms of in the public, he's a philosophical type of a person who loves books, very educated, very well knowledge, very informed about certain. But when it comes to the X factor, God does not give the X factor to each and everyone. Chris Hani had that X factor. Mandela had that X factor. Thabo Mbeki did not. Cyril Ramaphosa did not. Kgalema Motlanthe did not. Jacob Zuma has the X factor. And when it comes to the EFF, it's Julius Malema that has that thing. Gayton Mackenzie has got the same thing. Kenny Kunene does not have it. You know, there's no person that has the X factor in Action SA. No person in the DA right now has got that X factor, that popularity that breaches racial breach and classism. It just everyone. It's either they love you or they hate you. You know, that type of a thing. There's very few politicians that has that. One thing that people also did not like about Julius Malema's address is him attacking Mbuyisani Ndlozi's wife. People are saying it's Mbuyisani Ndlozi's wife. They're assuming that this is that she liked a post that Floyd Shivambo said this is the best decision ever. Oh, guys.
How can someone say the decision to join Umkhonto weSizwe is the best decision ever taken? And my wife Mantra is the first one to like such a thing. And you say Julius Malema is with us. When the partner likes the things that seeks to denounce the organization and where the organization stands, where the relatives, where the cousins and siblings have declared where they stand, and you still ask yourself, where does this leader stand? Look at those around him and you will know where this leader stands. Comrades.
Now the issue about his wife liking a post of Floyd Shivambo. It's difficult. I want to hear your thoughts on the comment section. I want to hear your thoughts on the comment section, because I'm thinking now about myself. Me and my wife, we have different political views, even though we are very much love with the young party of the EFF. But there's other things that we differ in terms of opinion. My wife is her own person. She's got her own brain. She thinks the way she thinks. You understand? My level of Pan-Africanism and loyalty might not be the same with her. And her level of understanding on other things might not be the same with me. You understand what I'm saying? And liking a post also can be a sporadic thing that a person did on Twitter. It could be an intentional thing also. I'm not sure how to judge this one. All I can say is that I wish Julius did not say this part. The whole speech I loved so much. This part of attacking someone and speaking about their wife, men will defend the honor of their wife to the last degree. And for me, Mbuyisani Ndlozi is not the type of guy that you want to lose in your political party. You don't want to lose Mbuyisani. And it could be that he spoke about other leaders also. I told you guys when we were here in Kimberley and the EFF was having its 11th anniversary, Mbuyisani Ndlozi was not there. I wondered why. And in the apologies, I never heard his name. I never heard anything that was mentioned about him. I thought maybe some leaders did not come here because it was not a big event, to be honest with you. I was there. It was a successful event, but we will always benchmark Moses Mabhida and FNB Stadium with everything that the EFF does, because we see them as that excellent political party that draws numbers. I did not like this part of it. Was unnecessary. It was unnecessary. He could have quoted the constitution of the EFF, but also stayed respectful to the leaders. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not sure how to feel about this one. Like I said, Julius Malema has got no filters. There's people that are going to say, yeah, but he's right. And there's people that are going to say, man, why did he say that like I am doing? So Julius Malema, you never lukewarm with him. It's either you agree fully with him or you disagree with him. But for me, I think he could have just called the leader on the side. Sometimes there's some type of leadership styles that you deploy in some situations, some scenarios. You call a leader, say, hey man, I saw your wife liked King's post where King is talking rubbish about EFF on YouTube. Did you see that? Please, man, your wife must not do that because it brings bad light to our party. Can you address that thing? Speak to your wife. You know, not address, because the way of which they announced the departure of Floyd, Julius Malema gave us he gave us that vibe that we're not going to fight with Floyd. We're not going to say anything negative and everything. Because remember, those EFF leaders, they know Floyd personally. Probably also, they know why Floyd left. Floyd might have not told Julius, but maybe he told some other leaders. So in the public domain, they kept quiet. You know, instead of choosing side, they kept quiet. Some people do that. When two friends are fighting, they stand back. I this game. Let these people fight it out and finish. After they are finished, then, because I believe if he made this conference without the words that he spoke, after it, leaders will be now free to say, okay, now we know where the EFF stands. Now we can attack this person. Now we can defend our party. You understand what I'm saying? The EFF leader also spoke something about Chidima. Let's hear what he said.
Some of these social media commentators was even saying, you comrades don't love the EFF. You don't want the EFF to win elections. That's why you are saying what you are saying about this child who's a fraud. And all of a sudden you are scared to stay in your position. Your position on that girl was necessitated by the fact that an African child is under attack. Any other means to defend each other is important that we implement it. Not this thing that you are doing, that you choose to fight an African child in favor of a white person.
I love it so much that Julius, in everything that he was busy addressing, he made time to address the Chidima situation. Because I told you guys, I said, hey man, this thing is fishy. So are you guys telling me that Chidima, the Home Affairs is still investigating Chidima's situation? They were so fast coming to tell us Chidima's mother stole someone's ID 23 years ago. And I told you guys, think about the state of Home Affairs, how it looked 23 years ago. Computer system, everything. Just think about how things were 23 years ago in Home Affairs. I told you guys, Home Affairs is lying. And the organizers of Miss Nigeria, said Chidima told them, those people said, no, it's fine, she can travel. Why is it fine for Chidima to travel? Why must she go to Nigeria? She must stay here if the ID situation, if the citizenship situation is not clarified. But now South Africa, we are left in the cold. That white minister, he gave us half clash. He left us in the cold waiting there. Now we are waiting for the full report. Some people still believe Chidima's mother stole someone's identification. Chidima is a foreigner and all of those things. What now? What now? When are we going to get this full report? Now we are passing the second week now. We are passing the second week now. Last week he said nothing. Last week he announced that rubbish. Last week he said nothing. It's a new week now. We're on Monday. We are expecting him to say something this week. And he's not going to say anything because Home Affairs will not come out and say, listen, we did something wrong. We were wrong. And I always advise Chidima and her family, after she's done with Miss Nigeria, whether she wins or she does not win, come back and sue this Home Affairs because they destroyed your reputation completely. They destroyed, and some South Africans need to be placed on their place when it comes to judging before all the facts are out. We don't know. We kept on telling you guys, we don't know. Let's wait for the report to come out. But in the meantime, we as African people, we defend another African by all means until proven otherwise. You know, because it was a very serious thing that they put on Chidima's mother. This thing of identity theft is a very serious thing in South Africa. It destroyed many South Africans' lives. You know, it's a very serious thing. You can't accuse someone of something like that. And then 2 weeks later, you still have not given us any report. A month is going to pass. Home Affairs is not going to say anything. They are cooking a statement of how they can apologize to Chidima's family. For me, I will demand that public apology from Home Affairs. Anyway, Julius Malema says he is not alone. He is not alone. They might have left him, but he is not alone.
I can proudly say today to those who said I'm left alone, that I'm not alone. The ground forces are here to continue the battle for economic freedom in our lifetime. I stand before you as a leader that is confident of the future, because we know that the young people of the EFF, led by the president of the Student Command, are ready to take the baton from us and continue with the struggle for economic freedom. Comrades, we are very proud that we have an intact organization in this province and the whole of South Africa. All those who claim to be with us, they should know that a call is going to be made in each province around 3 in the morning, asking the leaders to convene the ground forces in less than 24 hours. And let's see if that province still has got ground forces like we demonstrated here today.
You know what? The advantage of the EFF is this student command group. The foundation of the EFF is the students. And they will always have numbers because of that. He is right. He's not alone. The ground forces are there with him, Julius. They love him so much. So they must continue fighting for the varsities, continue formulating structures, activities that keep the youth engaged with the EFF. Make sure that they make events and everything, just to make sure that their foundation does not break, because their foundation is the students. And they have that above all other parties. No party can compete with the EFF when it comes to the student command. So it's very good what the EFF is doing there. It's very refreshing for Julius Malema to say that listen, I'm not alone. I've got ground forces around me, you know. But also in closing, because I can break down this whole thing the whole day. I mean, you guys, this video will be too long. Julius Malema said something about the way he trusted about Floyd, even with their water. You know how dangerous politics is in terms of spiking drinks, putting poison in food and everything. What he said here, it touched me, I'm telling you.
I've been where I am today. That which you see, I've seen it before. That those who were very close to me, I woke up one day, they were nowhere to be found. That those who betrayed me today were the closest after my wife to my glass of water. I now ask myself, what if these people poisoned me? Because every time I stood up to go to a bathroom, I gave over my glass to them. That's how much close these people were to me. But let me tell you, I will never lose confidence on humanity. I'll never lose confidence on the leadership and the cadreship of our movement. In revolution, you must all accept there will be days those you trust turn against you. It's not only in revolution, even in our personal lives. Those we trust one day, they will wake up like strangers and people who are not known to us, especially as we keep on losing votes. You must know every vote you lose, you stand a chance of losing so many opportunities who are coming to you and closer to you because they thought you are about to become something. It doesn't only happen in politics. It happens even in families. You must be alive to that reality. I thank all of you for your messages and your Bible verses. I even thought someone died or something because it was read chapter what and chapter this and I was like, they don't know that it comes with the territory. It looks like it is going to happen for as long as we are in the struggle. But it doesn't mean we must lose confidence and trust in you.
Politics is a very dangerous thing. Just drinking water could lead to your demise. Very dangerous thing. And for Julius to say, listen, these people were the closest to my water after my wife, shows you how much he trusted them. You know, and it is correct to ask yourself that question after, to say, what if these people, it's human nature, what if these people poison me? But I love what he says. He says, I will never lose hope in humanity. That touched me so much, man. It reminds me of Chief Masango. May his soul rest in peace. In Mpumalanga, there's a chief I was working with by the name of Chief Masango. An elderly man who was too kind, too accessible to me. As a chief, he was too, in the Ndebele kingdom, he was too kind. We're doing some town planning in terms of the new, a new development that was there. They call it King's Park. It's just next door Kwamhlanga in Kwandebele. And I was helping him with drawing the streets and everything. And I said to him, I said, hey, my king, because there was attempts to his life before. I said to him, I said, hey, king, you know, I'm worried about you, man, because you are too accessible and too kind also. He closed my mouth because he was a wise chief. He said, if I was not kind, where was I going to meet young, brilliant minds like you? When he said that, it broke my heart. Then I remember there's other chiefs and other kings. You can't reach them. You want to help them with something, but they are simply not accessible. So accessibility might lead to your demise, but also it might get you the necessary help that you want. Man. It's so heartbreaking because Julius rightfully says this thing is not new. In life, you can expect that the people that you trust the most can come back and backstab you. You can wake up one day and your best friend is your enemy. Even in the families, you know. So, yeah, it is true, man. That type of wisdom that Julius was dropping there is very important. It's very important. And I'll always say, what did we expect? We expected these people to marry each other forever. Everything is going to have a fallout. Don't be shocked if Duduzile Zuma fights with the father. Don't be shocked. Like, anything can happen. Don't be shocked if Fikile Mbalula turns against Cyril Ramaphosa. It's life. You know, there's no permanent enemies. There's no permanent friends in politics. So it's crazy. It's crazy how life is. And you guys need to take care of yourself, to be honest. You know, really, I love what he said. He says everything that is happening now, it comes with the territory. The higher you descend on the mountain, the harder the gravity pulls you down, and the difficult it becomes to breathe. It comes with the territory. If you want to be great, If you want to be a star, you must just remember everyone is aiming, is shooting at the star. Beautiful, beautiful. I think I should close it there because I'm looking at my notes. I still have two more videos to cover, but let me close it there. Maybe I'll do a part 2 because it was so informative what Julius said. But for me, in conclusion, I'm happy he came out and did this. I don't like it when he said he will call people at 3 a.m. and see if they can gather people in 24 hours and all of those things. You know, there's no need to disqualify leaderships over such things, you know. You know, there's some things that I agree with him and some things that I'm saying, but Julius just being Julius again. I don't agree with him on other points, but otherwise the EFF looks like it's still alive. It's early days to judge if this is going to impact them so much, but again, Floyd was not as popular as we make him to be. He was popular and shining because he was standing next to Julius. And anyone that stands next to Julius is going to shine because of the character that he is. Floyd standing there alone, many people don't care that much about Floyd, let's be honest. But he is the brain. Those who work with organizations know that they need someone like Floyd Shivambu. So, yeah, and I need you guys also to make your contributions to the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. This is our way, our initiative to fight the basic education system that they're giving to our children. We're saying us as Africans, we can gather together, put some money together and build our own independent school. So please, if you want to join hands with us, make sure that you send your contribution to Paseta. A 50 Rand a month will do. For those who can do more, I'm talking to the working class now. For those who can do more, please do more, but a minimum of 50 Rand to Paseta. This is our Capitec account. There is our branch code right there. Make sure that you make your contribution to building a brighter future for our children. We have complained enough, African people. We have opened enough WhatsApp groups. We have opened enough social media accounts and everything. Those things are not going to impact the lives of our children. Let's start with the educational system. Let's give some proper education to our children. Let them learn about plants. Let them learn about technology. Let them learn about agriculture and how to maneuver themselves in the economy so that they can survive. Should there be a pandemic, are you able to feed your family for 6 days without going to the shop? Are you planting things in your backyard? You know, those type of questions is questions that we ask ourselves. These chicken pox, they are trying to come with this new variant of chicken pox, trying to do another shutdown. Do you have the knowledge on which plants you must eat, which roots you must eat? Come on, African people, let's teach that to our coming generation. I would appreciate it also if you can join us on our WhatsApp group. If you text us on these numbers and say, King, add me on the WhatsApp group. For some of you who want to be part of the marketing team, the graphics team, the advisory panel, and all of those type of things, we'll appreciate it so much if you guys can join us. Alternatively, or I would prefer that you go to www.paseta.co.za. Our website is there. It's there for you guys to browse through it. There is a save page where you can put your profession there and tell us what is it that you are good at, and we will contact you from that side. So make sure that you go through our website and also leave your details there so that we can contact you. And also continue to pray for the team that is formulating in Namibia. Paseta Namibia is building very strong. They've already sent me the designs of the school and everything. I will share with you guys in due time. But for now, just know that in the background, the guys are working hard. Thank you so much for everyone that makes their contribution to Paseta. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.
Blackheart, the hustle continuer. Made to inspire your goals and dreams. 100% good quality clothes are now available at affordable prices. T-shirts, hoodies, sweaters, bucket hats, and more. Place your orders now. 06847366908. Instagram Black7576. Facebook page Blackheart.